Hello, hello. This is Miss Moore. I really miss you guys, and I hope to be able to see you sometime really soon. So today we're going to work on a reading lesson. We're going to first go over some vocabulary words, and then we're going to read a story together. This is the same story that your teachers, Miss Malavik and Miss Karba, have been working on you with, or it was in your lessons for this week. But I'm going to read a story that is a little bit easier to understand. And then we're going to talk about some questions. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. First, let's look at some vocabulary words. So here it says, watch this video of Mrs. Moore. That's me. Here is going to be the link where you click on to see this video. All right, so the title of our story is Earth's Water. Here's some vocabulary words. The first word is evaporation. Say that with me. Evaporation. Evaporation is when water turns from liquid to gas. Here I have it in Spanish and in Russian for Ravi. So evaporation is when water turns from liquid to gas. Here's a picture. I see the water and then I see it coming up into the air, like almost like smoke, but it's not smoke, it's gas. Here is a picture of water being lifted up into the air like evaporation. Then I created a sentence. It says, write a sentence. My sentence is, the water in a pot evaporates when it is hot. Oops, spelled when wrong. There we go. When it is hot. Now it's your turn. Now you write your own sentence using the word evaporate. So after this video, I want you to go back and write your own sentence here using the word evaporate. You can say, I see evaporation in the air, or evaporation happens when water gets hot. Those are some examples of using the word evaporate. All right. The next vocabulary word is liquid. Can you say that with me? Liquid. Good job. Liquid means something that flows freely, like water or oil. Here it is in Spanish, here it is in Russian. This is a picture of water. Do you see how the water flows freely? Inside of my cup here, I also have liquid. It flows freely. This is a picture of liquid honey. It also flows freely. Here's my sentence. I pour the liquid into a cup. Now it's your turn to write your own sentence. On these lines after this video, write a sentence for liquid. You could say, milk is a liquid, or rain is a liquid. Those are just some examples. My next word is gas. The definition for gas is air-like substance that can move around freely. Oh, kind of like water. Water moves around freely. Gas also moves around freely. Here's a picture. This is a pot of water and it's really hot. It's boiling. And this part up here is the gas. Have you ever seen your mom cooking on the stove and you see the hot steam coming out of the pot? That's gas. Here's another picture. This is hot, hot water and it's steaming. This part is the gas. Here's my sentence. The water turns to gas when it gets hot. Now it's your turn to create your own sentence. The next word is solid. Something that keeps its own shape and has a length and width, like ice. Here's a picture of ice. This block is a solid. This is showing you how the pieces of the block are so close together that it makes it hard, like a desk. I'm hitting on my desk, so a desk is a solid. Here's my sentence. The water turns into a solid when it freezes. That would be the ice. Now it's your turn to write your own sentence after the video. Next word, invisible. Invisible. Say that with me. Invisible. Good job. Invisible is something that you cannot see. So like this man right here, this man is invisible because you see his shirt and his glasses, but you cannot see him. He is invisible. Same thing down here. I see a kid running with their shoes, but I don't see the kid. She is invisible. Here's my sentence. The gas is invisible and I can't see it. Now it's your turn to write your sentence. The lines are down here on the next page. Write your sentence for invisible. All right, here's our last vocabulary word, polluted. Say that with me, polluted. Good job. Also, you may have heard of the word pollution, which is very similar. Polluted means when gas or trash is placed into the environment and it causes harm or something bad to happen to humans, people, us, or animals, or even plants. Here it is in Spanish and in Russian. So here's my picture. This side is a nice, healthy environment. This side is where you can see all the pollution and what it's done. Here's an example of water pollution. All this dirty stuff being poured out into the ocean. Ugh. Here's my sentence. Let me hold on. Let me change this. I should say cars. Gas from cars pollutes the air and is bad for people. Here's your space to write your sentence. You could say the plastic polluted the water, or the man polluted the ground when he dropped the trash. Those are some examples of a sentence you can use. Okay, now let's go read our story. I'm so excited. I love this story. So we're going to go to this story, Earth's Water. Now remember, this is the same story that your teachers are having you read in your daily lessons, but I've chosen one that's a little bit easier to read, and I'm going to read it to you. Earth's Water. We're going to focus on why is water important. Look, there's our vocabulary words. Evaporation, gas, invisible, liquid, polluted, solid. All right, starting here. Water everywhere. Water is in ponds, lakes, and oceans. It flows in rivers and streams. It is in the air and frozen as snow and ice. Most of Earth is covered with water. Plants and animals need water to live. We are animals. Even though you don't think so, we are. Humans, people are animals. What are some ways you use Earth's water? Well, here's some pictures. I see this boy water cleaning his dog. This boy is swimming in the ocean. This girl is riding on a boat. This water is feeding the crops so that we can have vegetables. This looks like an ocean with, this is called a dam. This right here is called a dam. And then this person looks like they're hiking and looking at the river. Different forms of water. Now we learned, before I start reading, we learned about the 3 types of matter, the water. It can be a solid like ice, it can be a liquid like water, or it can be a gas like steam coming up from a pot. So that's what we're going to talk about now. Okay, different forms of water. Most of the water we see is a liquid, like this. This is a liquid. Liquid water takes the shape of the container it is in. So if it's in a bowl, it's the shape of the bowl. If it's in something like this, it's in the shape of this. Not all water is liquid. When water gets very cold, it freezes. It becomes solid. Solid water is called ice. Good job. Much of Earth's frozen water is at the North and South poles. Some of Earth's water is invisible. It is in the air. This water is a gas. Like up here, even though those look like clouds, they are water. Clouds are collections of water. Changing water. Water is always changing. When frozen water is heated, it melts. It changes to a liquid. When liquid water gets cold, it freezes. It changes to ice. Have you ever seen a puddle of water dry up on a hot day? Energy from the sun changes the liquid water into a gas. This is called evaporation. When invisible water in the air gets cold, it can make clouds. Like I said, the clouds. Clouds are tiny drops of liquid water. These drops can get bigger. Then they fall as rain. Water is important. Rain keeps plants alive. We fight fires with water, and animals take baths in water. Humans take baths in water too. It is important to take care of Earth's water. Polluted water makes people, plants, and animals sick. Would you want to drink and play in polluted water? Ew, no. Would you want to drink this water? No. There we go. These are our 6 vocabulary words. Evaporation, gas, invisible, liquid, polluted, and solid. Okay, there's our story. Now, after the last thing you have to do, you have 2 questions. Don't forget, you need to write a sentence for all of your vocabulary words. But the last part you have to do is answer, it says now answer these questions. There's only 2 questions. The first one, write 1 example of something for each of these vocabulary words. I wrote it in Spanish and in Russian. We have solid, liquid, gas. I wrote an example for you. You need to write 1 more example. So I said solid is a rock. Can you think of something else that is solid? Good job. Write that in this box. Liquid. Coffee, I love coffee. Coffee is a liquid. Can you think of something else that's a liquid? Good job. Write that in this box. Gas, fog. Fog is a gas. Fog is that white, misty steam that you see coming up from the ground sometimes early in the morning. That's fog. Can you think of something else that is a gas? Good job. Write that in this box. Question number 2, and this is your last question. What is the main idea of the story? Remember, the main idea, I'm going to highlight this part. The main idea is the most important part of the story. The whole story, not just one part of the story, but the whole story. A says, water is everywhere and is important to live. B, water can be found in rivers, lakes, and ponds. I remember reading that, but that was only one part of the story. That can't be the whole story because we talked about changing water and polluted water and that we need water to live. Nope, can't be that one. C says, water is a liquid. Well, that is true, but is that what the whole story was about? All right, now you can stop watching this video and answer your 2 questions. Don't forget to write a sentence for each vocabulary word. If you need to go back and watch the beginning of the video to help you with the vocabulary words, then you can do that. Make sure when you finish this paper that you turn it back into me so that I can grade it and give it to your teacher. I miss you guys. Can't wait to see you next week.